Welcome to Space to Ground. I'm Sandra Jones. This week, the space station has a new commander. A trio departed the orbital outpost, and a crew quartet is preparing for their upcoming flight. On Wednesday, ESA astronaut Samantha Cristoforetti became the first female from the European Space Agency to assume command of the International Space Station.
We are just one tiny part of a gigantic team on the ground, so thank you so much to all the teams in Houston, in Huntsville, in Munich, in Tsukuba, in Moscow for supporting and making sure that the International Space Station remains an amazing laboratory in space and a human outpost in low Earth orbit.
A change of command ceremony took place in which Oleg Artemyev of Roscosmos handed over command to Cristoforetti, as Artemyev prepared to return back to Earth following his 6-month mission. On Thursday, Roscosmos cosmonauts Artemyev, Denis Matveev, and Sergei Korsakov climbed inside their Soyuz MS-21 vehicle and undocked from the space station's Prishal module. Following undocking, the crew landed in the steppes of Kazakhstan later that day. The 3 cosmonauts launched to the station on March 18th and spent a total of 185 days in space, during which time they completed 2,960 orbits of the Earth and traveled 77 million cumulative miles. The next crew of space flyers is gearing up for their upcoming science mission. NASA astronauts Nicole Mann and Josh Cassada, as well as Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency astronaut Koichi Wakata and Roscosmos cosmonaut Anna Kikina, are preparing for their upcoming launch to the orbital laboratory. Once on board, the crew will conduct experiments related to blood pressure, heart disease, bioprinting, continued observation of liquids in microgravity, and much more. To learn more about the research Crew 5 will be involved with, check out the Science Highlights web feature on nasa.gov. And to hear from the crew themselves about their upcoming mission, be sure to listen to this week's episode of Houston, We Have a Podcast, which features Crew 5 discussing their upcoming spaceflight. You can find this conversation by going to nasa.gov/podcasts. Houston, We Have a Podcast, along with the full library of NASA podcasts, are also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud. And that's Space to Ground for this week. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.